Send us your voicemails, 219-2-DAVID-P. Here's a new voicemail from the Eggman.
Shalom, boys. I might be a show behind, but I have a couple of comments from the Eggman. That conservative chick, Annika Green, you had on sounded way hotter than that liberal Yenta, blah, 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 blah. Even though, of course, I agree with the liberal Yenta and not the conservative chick. And also, one last thing, if you want to study sleep patterns without spending a ton of money, just look at inmates in prison. They wake up for a few hours, they go back to bed. They wake up and go back to bed. It's all the same. It's like dogs in a dog kennel. It's a natural order of things. Shalom!
Okay, so thank you to the Eggman.
That's a good point.
You know, there's a funny thing about the Eggman. I actually saw what his real name is somewhere. I don't remember if it was on the Facebook page or wherever. And when you get to know him as the Eggman, it's then funny to see, I don't remember exactly what his real name was, but it's like a generic, just kind of like traditional Jewish name, like Jacob Rosenblatt or like Jacob Goldman or something.
It's like when you find out what a rock star's real name is.
Exactly.
You know, like Gene Simmons.
Right. Exactly. Yep. Same type of thing. And here's another voicemail about extremes on the left and right.
Hey guys, thanks for using my answering my question on the show about the voting. But anyway, I thought of this completely by myself. What if you guys have been talking about how a lot of the Republicans, especially Rick Santorum, have been going farther and farther to the right on abortion, and I thought of this analogy: what if liberals were as extreme as the right is, but in the opposite way? What if liberals said that within a year or two of the baby being born, you could still terminate it? And that sounds crazy, obviously, but it's just basically the opposite of what they're saying. Bill Maher made a good joke recently.
Okay. This is actually a good point. And I've said for a while that there is a problem because you can very easily point out how extreme the positions on the right are, and then you have a slightly less extreme position and it becomes almost mainstream. Right? We've talked about this before.
We have.
The thing is, I don't know that the left can successfully do what the Republicans are able to do with the extreme position.
Because we don't have that, they don't have that religious, those religious ideals to fall back on.
Well, the idea would be it would have to be based in something other than religion. It would have to be based in anarchy. You know, we want abortion even a year after the baby is born. Then you get a kind of mainstream pro-access to abortion rights person who can say, you know, what we should have is safe legal access to abortion before a baby is born. And then it seems reasonable. I don't know if they can pull it off.
Yeah, I think there's something else going on, too. I mean, I think the legacy of communism in this country has left those types of positions, far-left positions, even though a lot of people might agree with the actual issues. If you said, this is what I think we should do with this issue, if you bring up those positions, it'll be labeled socialist, it'll be immediately discredited, whereas the right-wing positions, even though they're repulsive, they're not discredited by the media.
The media will play a huge factor, and I think that's what will determine whether having these extreme left positions for comparison would be successful. It would be 100% how the media covers it.
What we have seen is some liberal politicians try to pass laws that mimic the ridiculousness of what some of the people on the right are trying to pass.
Right.
I mean, but
sperm personhood, for example.
Right. But we agreed. I think that's kind of just a waste of time.
It is, yeah. On the topic of North Korean food aid, these are emails. Of course North Korea is lying about the nuclear program. Every country will lie about these things when they need to. We all do it. Many people believe that, absolutely, as far as the North Korean nuclear program goes. On the Republican who says the Holocaust never happened, his name is Art Jones. Funny, what was considered vile hate speech a few years ago is now mainstream Republican thought. Holocaust denial is not mainstream Republican thought. However, Holocaust denial in the U.S. exists almost exclusively among the right. That we can say.
Agreed.
And on the topic of Andrew Breitbart passing away, instead of taking the high road, like I did, Lewis, I will take the reality road. This guy was an ass, and the world is better off without him. Someone else alluding to cocaine use. In other news, the street price of cocaine has dropped by 35%. I have no idea anything about that. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the bonus show, brand new show in a few days.
The David Pakman Show at davidpakman.com.